I think having such a close relationship with, the school, having our both organizations working together, I would love to see more of our produce into, the school lunches, and working with the staff there to, help design menus and incorporate more, local and indigenous ingredients. And also kind of working with the staff too in like different ways that we can utilize different cooking methods. And a lot of times people have a hard time utilizing fresh fruits and vegetables just because there was a lot of times we didn't grow up knowing how to use them. A lot of times people are used to just, getting frozen or canned, so sometimes the fresh produce is a little bit more daunting. So that's where I see one of the biggest areas of us working together. Having local foods in school is really important because a lot of times the food that's traveling to the school that kids are eating in their lunches are coming from other countries, other parts of the United States, and along the way the nutritional value decreases because it's having to travel so far. So utilizing more local, you're able to have produce that's more fresh. You're able to know, where it's growing, who is the producer producing the food. There's just more connection with your food rather than just as a means to, fuel yourself. It allows you to have that deeper connection with your food, and then it fuels you, physically, but mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So looking back on my own experience, growing up with cafeteria food and school food, I never really liked it. I always thought it was really bland, and there was a lot of canned food. And also personally growing up with a family who knew how to cook, and I just never really liked the food at the school. And I know for a lot of families, like that's one of the biggest meals that they get before they go home. With canned vegetables and fruits, there's a lot more added sodium, added sugar, and it just tastes so much different from fresh. And so I think that being able to partner with the school and making sure that our students are having that fresh produce growing just a few yards away at a garden, it's going to be really meaningful to be able to know that they are able to experience how fresh produce tastes at such a young age, and to be able to work with them and developing recipes. And I think they're going to have that connection to food at such a young age, where a lot of people aren't really having that connection until they're adults. And so I think it's really important that to start as young as we can. And it's also good to know that we can partner with other producers throughout the state and locally. We also want our youth to know, to experience the whole process of food, not only from knowing where it's grown, but how it's grown. We would love to have the students come into our garden to be able to see what a garden looks like, to be able to help plant some seeds, and to be able to harvest the produce and take it back to the school, and knowing that the produce they harvest is going directly into their school meals. So I think it's just going to be a well-rounded experience and connection with food.